Okay, it's 6 o'clock, we'll get started. Welcome to the Addison Township Board meeting. Today is April 15th, 2024, at 6 o'clock. And the meeting's being held at the Township offices at 1440 Rochester Road in Lakeville, or Leonard. So if we could please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just keep standing, please.
Lord, we all join together, asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer to our community with all of our decisions. Now please cover Israel with your protection after the unexpected attack from Iran. As well, we pray that you put your hands on Ukraine as well and protect its people from the evil that comes from the horrors of war. In our Lord's name we pray, amen.
Thank you very much. I'm going to see the microphone down. Probably should have them on. We'll try them. Got everybody pushing. That's all you gotta do? Gotta hold it? There you go. Turns green. I'll try them. Okay, can we have roll call, please?
Yes, Karen Gavil. Here. Linda Garrett. Here. Ed Brightfield.
Here.
Mary Frost.
Here.
Lori Fisher. Here. Bennett, present. Supervisor Pearson.
Here, all accounted for. Okay, announcements?
No.
None. Department reports, as usual, always available in my office or with my deputy. Petitions?
No.
Okay, order of business, approval of the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any discussion? Not hearing any, can we have roll call on that, please?
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Karen Gavil.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Consent agenda?
So before I read the consent, I have the closed session minutes and I'm going to pass out so that you guys can look at them while I'm reading it. And then I will collect them at the end of the consent. So on the consent agenda tonight are the approval of the regular and special March 18th, 2024 minutes and the closed session minutes from February 20th and March 18th. The approval of the March 2024 invoices and the adoption of the resolution for participation in the 2024 West Nile Virus Prevention Reimbursement Program.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and consent and a second.
Can we pass them?
Oh, we gotta have these all back out. This is like secret stuff. The CIA.
Like telephone.
Super.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. Any discussion? None, roll call, please.
Yes, Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Karen Gavil.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett. Yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that is approved. Okay, we'll move on to item number 2, site plan application, Consumers Energy. Is Joseph Lawton here? Oh, very good, okay. Let's see here. This is for Consumers Energy at 3609 Rochester Road, parcel ID 05-15-200-006, zoning M2, partial size 1.93 acres. It's essential services and upgrading the natural gas facilities. This was reviewed by the Planning Commission and recommended for approval by the Township Board. On Monday, April 8th, the engineer released that it was ready for the Township Board final site approval and continued on some final items as noted in this report. The applicant is here, and would you like to address the board at all? Yep.
Supervisor, well, thank you so much for having us this evening, as you mentioned, for Here from Consumers Energy, our address is 1 Energy Plaza, Jackson, Michigan, 49201. We're obviously here this evening requesting your review and approval of a facility upgrade. Obviously, is the address you mentioned. As part of our overall gas operations, we are going around the state and upgrading a number of these facilities across the state. That way we can maintain a reliable and safe system. So it's your turn. We're here to upgrade the system here. The planning commission, as you said, has recommended approval with a few conditions. I think we're waiting on the permit from the road commission and the execution of a few agreements. I think we're all in agreement on the language of the agreements. We're just waiting for the approval so we can execute those agreements, and I think we'll be off and running. If there's any questions, we have our subject matter experts here.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
I was a deputy sheriff out here for 30-some years before I became the supervisor. We always had the mercaptan smell. And when I finally brought everybody together, it was in that little shed there, and one of your guys just brought a little wrench out, and that went just a little turn, and that fixed the whole smell years ago. Is that building gonna be improved, or are you gonna add to it, or are you, cause that's that was where all the smell for years, we blamed it on everybody else. But one of your guys who came out on a Sunday told me it was actually a small couple drops of mercaptan that was, that building is gonna be renewed, or?
Correct, it'd be a new building. It has a carbon filter on it. That way if anything does drip, because like you said, it takes very, very, very little.
Very little.
It's not like you drop in a cup or a bucket, it's a drop.
Yes.
You're gonna smell it. So, everything's gonna be new inside the facility, valves, piping, the building itself, and it has a filter on
And
it.
still has the underground tank, is that gonna be a new?
I think it's above ground, it's above ground?
It's an underground tank that's going to be removed.
It's gonna be removed,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay,
And
I know a lot
instead we
about
will
that.
have another tank that'll be above ground, a
okay.
lot easier to maintain, and obviously if something goes awry, you'd notice it immediately as opposed to something severity.
And that's still a deceleration plant where, for the local, or not? It doesn't it does decelerate,
But it decompresses, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Take from high pressure to a lower pressure for distribution.
for a household, okay. I had my education many years on that, believe me, because it did stink for the longest time till we figured it out, so. Okay, that's all I have. Anybody? Linda?
I was wondering if you could explain for people that don't know what exactly this facility does. I know it's an odorizer, but I don't know if anybody else really understood how that works.
Sure, in addition to the odorizer being added to the gas. So when the gas comes in on a transmission main, it doesn't have that smell, and it's also at a much higher pressure. So this facility takes it from a high pressure to a lower pressure, so it can be distributed to your homes or businesses. And at the same time, they add the odorant to it. That way, if there's a leak in your home or on the street, obviously we would smell it and know. But that's basically what this facility does, is it takes the high pressure, low pressure, and then adds the odorant to it as well.
And then it's distributed.
Then it's distributed throughout the community, yes.
I just have one more question. Can you keep the weeds down and take care of all that like you do the other plants? Because I go over to the other areas, the other townships, and theirs are all nicely maintained. Ours looks like a half-baked cornfield sometimes. It's like all over the place.
Absolutely.
Can you say that you'll take care of that maybe once a month or something, somebody out there to cut weeds, or?
So hopefully, I mean, I won't say they'll never grow back, but the way that we'll upgrade this facility, there'll be a weed barrier and 12 inches of gravel. So it'll be some time, but yes, if weeds grow up, we'll take care of it.
That one was terrible. I mean, when you drove by it, you could just see the weeds were coming all over, and it was never maintained except this last year, I think it was.
Okay.
So, okay.
I got one, Bruce.
Yes.
Just for my education, you don't have the stack with the flame on top of it like you did before?
Blow up? No. Is there a heater on this one?
That's long gone.
No.
That's right.
There will be a heater unit, but not a flare.
Right. Yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, the heater is the same thing as your water heater in your house. Basically, it's a bath heater. It sounds odd, but we have to warm the gas in the winter time, or else when you decompress it, it gets very cold. So we have to warm it up a little bit. But it's not the flare that, fire's shooting out of the top.
That was for sour gas, wasn't it?
Yeah, if we're doing maintenance on the gas line, you gotta get rid of the gas first, so you burn it off. That's not what this is.
Okay.
That was for the original production facility that was.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's gone now, I believe,
Yes.
yes.
I just wanted to bring up that Jerry was okay with all of your plans as far as if there was an emergency.
Yeah, way beyond me,
Yeah.
so good job.
So I just wanted to bring up that.
Keep it safe.
The fire chief looked everything over, so his review was very short, but he works well with that.
Yeah,
And I would like to commend consumers for, one, upgrading the facilities, because it's long overdue, and also your team, you really went all out and met the ordinances, and thank you.
Well, I
It was
thank
great-
you and
great
all
to
your
work
help
with
as
you.
well. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to thank Linda too, because she kept up on this stuff, so.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the site plan dated February 5th, 2024, contingent upon the items in the April 8th, 2024 engineer review being satisfactorily addressed by the township engineer and township legal. I think Bruce wanted to add something, but I'm not really
That
sure
was the
how
weeds,
to word it.
right? Yeah, I wanted to, just make sure that the weeds were taken care of, because we'd like it to look nice, because
Yes.
everybody sees it right from the road, you know?
The land manager sits 2 aisles over from me. I'll chirp in his ear tomorrow to make sure.
Previously, we were told that it would be like a biannual, maintenance over there, so it would be more than that? Is there a number that you can tell us? Will it be quarterly or?
Early on, there will be no weeds that will come through, like I said, the weed barrier,
Not
whatnot.
so much on your site that's a problem, but it's actually in the right of way where the weeds grow up and
Okay.
none of that's been maintained.
How often do you send somebody to inspect?
Monthly, so we have someone go out and look at the facility monthly.
So we could say check for weeds monthly?
Yeah,
And I can talk to operations and have them report back.
Okay, so I'd like to add to the motion and, check for the weeds on a monthly basis.
Thank you, yes.
Okay.
I'll second that.
okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. Any further discussion from anyone? Not hearing any, could we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Frost.
Here,
Karen
or
Gardner.
yes?
I'm here, but I'll say yes, okay?
That's okay, that works.
Here and yes.
Karen Guyval,
Yes.
Ed Brakefield,
Yes.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Lori Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
And that passes. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 3, Special Assessment District. This is why I need the water. Okay, first of all, we have a Special Assessment District public hearing. Resolution authorizing an SAD for Dorn Drive, Dorn Court, private roads in Addison Township. This is the second final hearing for the SAD. The township received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rules of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting the amount of $500 per parcel for each of the next 5 years to cover snow plowing, removal, grading, gravel, chloride treatment on Dorn Drive, Dorn Court, and a 5% collections fee for the township. Proper notice of the public hearing was published and mailed by the first-class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. The Office of Supervisor verified, determined that petitions for the Dorn Drive and Dorn Court SAD were properly signed by the record owners of 29 parcels with 29 of 44 signatures, or 66%. And this is, I'm going to open up a hearing, and this is where we listen. If anybody has anything to say, please come forward. I'll open that up, and we'll call it, I guess, 6:12. And the hearing is open for anyone in the public that would like to speak on the SAD for Dorn Drive and Dorn Court. I'll say it one more time. If anybody would like to speak about the SAD on Dorn Drive or Dorn Court, please come forward. Not hearing any, I'd like to close the meeting. We'll call it at 6:13. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing an SAD for Dorn Drive and Dorn Court.
Support.
Okay, any discussion? Not hearing any, can we have a roll call, please?
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Karen Guyval.
Yes.
Ed Brakefield.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, resolution is so moved. We'll move on to the second one. Resolution authorizing SAD for Courtney Road, private road in Addison Township. This is the second hearing for Courtney. Township received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rules of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting the amount of $450 per parcel for each of the next 5 years to cover snow plowing, removal, grading, gravel, chloride treatment on Courtney Road, and a 10% collection fee for the township. And proper notice of the hearing was published and mailed by first-class mail to each of the property owners within the proposed special assessment district. The office of supervisor verified and determined that petitions for Courtney Road SAD were properly signed by the record owners of 10 parcels with 10 of 16 signatures, or 62.5%, and attached the petitions for the board to look at. This is where I'll open up the public hearing once again, and we'll call it 6:14. If anybody would like to speak on the SAD on Courtney, please come forward. I'll say it one more time. If anybody would like to come forward to speak on the SAD for Courtney. Not hearing any, I would like to close the meeting. We'll call it 6:15. Ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion authorizing a SAD for Courtney private roads in Addison Township.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any further discussion? Not hearing any, can we have a roll call, please?
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Mary Cross.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Karen Gutler.
Yes.
Larry Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Okay, and that resolution is so moved. We'll go on to the next one, resolution authorizing an SAD for Addison Hills Court, private road in Addison Township. The township received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rules of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting the amount of $500 per parcel for each of the next 5 years to cover snow plowing, removal, grading, chloride, right-of-way brush removal at Addison Hills Court, and a 10% collection fee for the township. Proper notice of the hearing was published and mailed by first-class mail to each of the property owners within the proposed SAD. The office of supervisor verified and determined that petitions of Addison Hills Court SAD were properly signed by the record owners of 14 parcels with 15 of 22 signatures, or 68%. We will open up the hearing. I think I had the last hearing was 6:16. We'll open up the hearing. If anybody would like to speak on that SAD on Addison Hills Court. And I'll ask one more time, if anybody would like to speak on the SAD on Addison Hills Court. Not hearing any. I'd like to close the meeting. We'll call it 6:17. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing an SAD for Addison Hills Court.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussions? Not hearing any, can we have a roll call, please?
Karen Gutler.
Yes.
Mary Cross.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Larry Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, resolution is so moved. This is the last one. This one is a first hearing. It's a resolution authorizing an SAD for Lakeview, Grampian, and Kennard, a private road in Addison Township. This is the first hearing for this district. The township received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rules of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting that the previously approved SAD established for 2021 through 2025 be rescinded and replaced with the proposed SAD in the amount of $225 per parcel for each of the next 5 years for the purpose of road maintenance and common elements, and a 5% collection fee for the township. Proper notice of the hearing was published and mailed by first-class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD, and the office of the supervisor verified and determined that petitions for Lakeville, Grampian, and Kennard SAD is properly signed by the record owners of 26 parcels within 21 of 36 signatures based on the tax rolls, or 58.3%. This is where we listen, and we'll call this one 6:18. I'll open up the hearing at 6:18. That's where we're here to listen. If anybody has anything to say on those SADs. I'll ask one more time for the SAD for Lakeview, Grampian, and Kennard. SAD, anybody come forward? Not hearing any, we will close that hearing, public hearing at 6:19. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize an SAD for Lakeview, Grampian, and Kennard.
Second.
Okay, we do have a motion and we have second. Any further discussion on this SAD? Not hearing any, could we have roll call, please?
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Karen Gabel.
Yes.
Mary Frost.
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, that resolution is so moved. Okay, we're on to item number 4 now. Resolution adopting 24-1 ordinance amendments for Article 24, Article 27, and Article 4.16. This went to the planning board. They held public hearings for this amendment. In reading, there seems to be minor clarifications that need to be addressed, and the minutes were included, so and the planners did look at it, and the input was from everyone, and Linda was on that, on the planning board. Anything you'd like to add on this?
No, I think that this is definitely something we need to do. There was some obsolete language in there, and we cleaned that up. And one of the things that I thought was good was with this special event amendment, to speak about things outside of a regular approved use, such as the library, because if it was just a zoning use, it would be, so try to cover them there, and hopefully the board did a good job.
Okay, is
I think
anybody
the
else?
PC did a great job on this review.
Okay, anybody else? Pauline, I know she's always a big part of this, and I know Linda was, because she's on the planning commission. Anybody else have any comments?
I'll move a resolution adopting 24-1 ordinance amending Addison Township zoning ordinance in the following sections: 4.16, special events; 4.52, temporary portable buildings or temporary structures; Article 24, schedule of regulations; and Article 27, administration and enforcement.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not hearing any, could we have roll call, please?
Karen Gabel. Yes. Mary Frost.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes.
Roy Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that resolution is so moved. Oh, I changed something else in my ear. Where am I at now? I'll throw some stuff away here. There we go. Okay, now we're on to item number 5. This has to do with the fire chief again. Good to see you, chief. You always
Nice to
seem to
see you.
show up when you want to buy something.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
things are running good though.
This is for an ambulance that you want to buy for $279,809 from 213-33-36-975-000. And I know that we do need the ambulance, we always have to look in the future. And I do know that every township supervisor is wrestling with this too, where you buy an ambulance, but it takes a couple of years now to build them, and the price seems to go up because of inflation. So you really never know until the ambulance is actually delivered. So I'll let you tell us.
Yeah, so that's what we found out, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't go to bid, is because it is, the industry, the emergency, vehicle industry is, not back to what it was pre-COVID, right? There's lots of issues with chassis and manpower and all those woes that come with, running a business and trying to produce, emergency vehicles for the service. But the ambulance that we have right now is an AEV. We had them bid it out. If you look in your packet, I did put 3 different bids in there. As you can see, why we stay with AEV. We haven't had any problems with them. I don't know why more fire departments and people out there don't buy AEVs. We have no problem, so that's why I put that up before the board. And this unique problem we have where we agreed to today's price, which puts us into a queue, a build queue. And about 2.5 years from now, they'll tell us what the price is and start building the ambulance. To actually build the ambulance, it only takes about 4 months. but we're in that process of waiting, right? So, really unusual. I thought the first guy that came in and told me that, something was wrong with him, but, as I went into the industry, started talking around, that is definitely, the case. Fire engines are 3.5 to 4 years to build. So how do you budget for that? Really crazy. But anyway, that's what we have before the board. And I do feel that AEV, even if there is another 15 to 20,000, 25,000, it's gonna be more like 12, but I just wanted to make sure, with the board not, underestimate the overage, price that's gonna be later on. I wanted to come with a higher number. It's still gonna be cheaper than the other ambulances on their set price today, not tomorrow's price. So,
Did they give you any idea, like a guesstimate of how much it might be to?
yes, they did, yes,
What
yes.
did they kind of tell you? Was it 12?
Well, AEV is about 12,000 as you're thinking,
Okay.
and the other companies were, about 20.
That's good to know, but
Yes.
they did kind of ballpark it a little.
Yeah, they did, but again, that was just them guessing because it's still really new for them.
Thank you.
So if we didn't want the ambulance after we got it, and it took over 2 years to build it or whatever, I'm sure you could sell that.
But we won't
Brand
need
new
the ambulance.
ambulance.
Yeah, I'm really kind of, nervous of having our old Bravo last that long. So yes, it is, because we were actually supposed to build the ambulance, I was supposed to ask last year for this year. And I pushed it off 1 year because everything was good, not realizing all this mess was really coming about back then. So, kind of my fault not going forward with my 10-year budget, but I thought I'd push it away, and now we're gonna have to push it out 2.5 years, so.
And I talked to the other township supervisors, and they're all trying to add men and add ambulances, but they can't add them in because they don't have the ambulances.
Yep.
So they have to wait, so,
And it's, really expensive.
yeah. So maybe we should order more.
2019, we paid
put them
about
up for sale
220
later,
for the
you
same
know.
ambulance. Give you an idea.
Anyways,
2019, that's expensive.
any questions for Jerry other than that?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the AEV ambulance from RSVP ambulance for $279,809 from 213-336-975, and also authorizing the supervisor up to 10,000 over that amount in overage fees. And if it's over 10,000, it has to come back to the board for the additional amount.
Can we waive the purchasing
Yeah, we need
ordinance
to waive the
first?
purchase thing first.
He went and got 3.
What's that? I'm sorry?
He went, didn't you have 3?
I had three
Three
different bids,
bids.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Why did you ask us to waive the ordinance?
Because they weren't sealed,
But
that's
you,
why.
I mean, if you really want me to, I can, but you sought 3.
Yeah, and it's just because of how crazy it is right now, I thought we would, go
You
through
just
the-
tested the water to see.
Yeah,
if
and
it was
it found
cheap.
out it was just, yeah, so,
So we now know, okay.
So we don't need to waive anything, or we do?
No, not if he had the 3 bids.
All right, I'll second your motion, Claudia.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion from anyone? Roll call, please.
Karen Bennell,
Yes.
Mary Frost,
Yes.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Edward Coe,
Yes?
Laura Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes, Supervisor Pearson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead and order that.
Yeah.
Wait. Order an extra one and put it up for sale.
That's what I said,
Because
yeah.
nobody can get their hands on it.
You know what, might be worth more, who knows?
Collector items.
Okay, item number 6 is the logo. Okay, I know this is the same company with the letterhead design. We had a few options. But Pauline and Lori looked at this and they came back with a really nice design with a letterhead with a lighter top line. And then we can order some envelopes and stuff like that, but you guys need to determine and have discussion on what you would like on the actual letterhead. So Lori came up with a lighter blue that I think everybody kind of likes, and,
Oh, that wasn't really, that was lighter. It was
yeah, what is it?
What wasn't the heavier bar?
Well,
We
it
didn't
was
want
a
that heavy bar.
thinner bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But base, so it was a thinner bar. The bottom would be the same. And
So
then,
we look with the little horses on the bottom.
so
Just one
I
thing.
was just trying to balance out some stuff to look at. So we would stick with the little horse that's on
this one
the
here.
original one. So
Yeah.
the bottom would remain the same.
And the circle would be the actual logo.
we just didn't really like the top portion of it, so I was trying to show the two top portions here. with
So
some-
like number 2 would be with the actual logo and without the horse?
No, we have this little horse.
Why do we have to have a horse at the bottom?
We
I
could
love
have a-
horses, I'm
We
not.
could have a cow if you want.
I mean,
Do we need anything? That's what
I
you're
put,
saying.
I
that's
put
what I'm
ambulance
trying
on
to
there.
say.
Yeah. How about a Harley Davidson?
There you go. The horse is better than the lightning.
Oh, no, it was never intended, I was just trying to put something on the bottom to balance it out,
I
so
don't think it needs anything, really.
the,
I'm not gonna have an opinion on this, because I
Yeah. You don't have a horse in this race? Oh. Okay.
Well, I do agree with Linda, though. I don't think we need the horse on the bottom, but.
we thought it was cute and kind of different than everybody else's, just 'cause we
Addison
had-
Township,
I like
number 2, I like the print.
I know.
Number 6, or number 1, if I'm not wearing my reading glasses, I won't be able to read it at all.
This is what we didn't like. It's too heavy.
Yeah, but the printing is
Yeah.
so light that if I took my reading glasses off, I wouldn't be able to read it at all. Here
I
I
would
can
add,
see
I
it.
like number 2, and I think the horse just
I
makes
like
it,
the horse, but
makes
the
it
little running
different.
horse.
Yeah, it would be,
We have 2 horses.
if we were doing the horse, it'd be the little.
Yes,
I like the
it's
horse.
not big.
But it still has the horse up in here.
Yeah, it does.
In there,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, if everybody wants it out, we can take it out, but I think it's cute.
Well, it is cute.
Good. I'll make
That's
a
three
motion that
cutes
we go
and
to
one
number
not
2,
cute.
with the little horse, running horse,
It's like a runaway horse, you
a
know?
runaway horse.
When I first opened
I
it,
used to have to chase
and
them
then I
out of.
thought it grew away.
I kinda like the beach ball though, can we leave the beach
So
ball?
what do you,
alone?
okay, what's your pleasure, horse or no horse?
I like the horse.
What about a sailboat? Just
Wait a minute, she's got something there.
What's that?
A sailboat,
Sailboat, oh,
No,
because it is Lakeville.
it's up to you guys.
there's only one Lakeville.
Yeah.
Can we look at some other options?
I think we should just go with what these two came up with,
The running horse.
what Pauline
Oh,
and
just,
Lori came up with. The smaller horse, the lighter blue,
Number 2 or number 3, Mary?
number
The
2,
top design, I guess, is really what we're,
yeah,
that's more centered, this is all the way right justified.
right.
okay, number 2
I
with the
made a
small
motion
horse.
that we do number 2 using
That
the
it?
running horse.
Oh,
I
what's
made
your
the motion that we go number 2
Yeah,
using the running horse at the bottom of the page.
okay, not the Tennessee Walker.
Not the Tennessee Walker, so
Okay,
it's
but I see
somebody
the
that,
walking one there, okay, you want the race horse,
No.
okay. I'm just clarifying. Okay, so we have somebody who, put forth a motion, anybody second that?
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a couple horse people here. Okay,
I love
So-
horses, don't get me, I'm saying that a horse here, and I a horse there.
okay. Let's just- Let's quit horsing around and get to the vote now.
No horse there.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, any discussion? Not hearing any, could we have roll call? Oh, no, I guess all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No, nay,
Nay, okay. Okay, we're good, thank you for doing that, that's,
We got the cameraman laughing
gonna be
here.
nice.
I'm just watching you horse around.
Okay, we're on to item number 7 now. Okay, this is, Planning Commission appointment, through October 25th, 2025, Construction Board of Appeals, 4 2-year terms through April 30th, 2026. I asked Mark Smith to fill his father's position on the Planning Commission, and he agreed. I think it's very fitting, and I think that would honor Lawrence. And so he agreed to do it, so I'd like to put his name forward. And on the construction board, which we very rarely utilize, I think we've only used it once that I know of in 16 years. But anyways, we do have to have one, and so I do have the appointees, which are the same, Scott Cope, Ken Boysiek, Mike Geibel, and Mike, it's Lecce, I believe that's his name, he's the alternate. So, anyway, so I guess do I need a separate motion for each one, or?
Oh, we can do that.
Okay. So anyway, I'm looking for a motion then for those appointees.
I'll move to appoint Mark Smith for the partial term on the PC, and then also move to approve the 4 two-year terms for Scott Cope. I didn't get Ken's last name. Ken,
It's Borycz, common spelling.
Boyzik? Mike Geigel, and then also Mike as the alternate.
The alternate is Biolcani.
Biolcini.
What is it?
Biokini.
Biokini?
Biokini.
Common spelling.
It is.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, they are appointed. Now we're on to item number 8, the divider fence for the pickleball courts. It was brought to my attention that if you're playing pickleball on 3 courts, if you hit the ball, it can go down several courts. Not the problem so much of chasing it, but you also interrupt the people on the other courts wide. And if it's like professionals like me on the court there, you know, it might be within 1 point of winning, you know. But anyways, so he did come up, it's that black, really nice fence that you see right there. It's 4 feet high. It has a pole on top and a pole on the bottom, and it comes short on each end so you can walk around into the other courts. It was recommended to do that, and they came out with a price of $6,950. I think it's a good thing if we're doing it before they paint the court. They gotta put these in, they gotta be drilled and then put in, and then they will put the coating on the court. But it's up to you guys, but I think it's a good investment now instead of later.
Is that a black vinyl
It's
coated
the same as
paneling?
what is up there, and it's black vinyl coated on everything, yeah.
Are there different sizes on those?
No, it's 4 feet high, all the way
Is
down.
that high enough? It seems like it should be higher.
Well, it's just enough to stop the ball. The other ones are 8 feet.
What if you're hitting high?
Oh, well,
Stop it. What if you think you're playing
well,
across?
that's for the volleyball court next door.
I just wondered if there were different sizes for, but that's standard.
Yeah,
so-
that's standard, and he explained that, he showed me that most places do have them. There are a couple who don't, but I think Oxford said that they would put them in. They don't have them, but they would put them in. But
It was cost prohibitive. And then I called up Orion too, and they don't have them. They said they didn't get a whole lot of complaints about it, but I think their complaints were the use. So many people were using the courts that they wouldn't get off the courts.
yeah, I go by and they're full all the time now.
Somebody's out there right now playing.
Are they? Jesus, we need that new ambulance, I can see right now. Okay, so, anyways, I'm looking for a motion, it's up to you guys.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the divider fences at the cost of $69.50 through WCI contractors.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna second it then,
Okay.
okay?
I'm gonna challenge you to a
I
match.
just hate to make all the motions, I'll just wait.
Well, I don't rarely speak up, but on this one, I think it's, you know, we did get a lot of stuff donated. I got the dirt removal donated, I got the sand donated, the columns put in there, that was all donated, except for the material, but they did a wonderful job on those. So I think that this is something that we could add, because we were able to fortunately get people in the community to help us. So, we have a motion, we have a second, roll call please.
Linda Garrett,
Yes.
Ed Ringfield,
Yes.
Karen Geigel,
Yes.
Mary Cross,
Yes.
Glenn Fisher,
Yes.
Bennett, yes, Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and so that is approved. Okay, public forum. Anybody in the public would like to speak? Ask one more time, anybody in the public?
Nope, I'm good.
Apparently, they bored everybody, they left. Addison Township Board reports, anybody on boards? Yes.
Eric Stent is our new member of the ZBA. I don't know if he was expecting this, but we appointed him as the vice chair on his very first meeting. He's very knowledgeable, and he accepted it, and it was voted on unanimous.
Okay, anybody else? Have any
Yep,
meetings?
I went down to the SEMCOG General Assembly, March 21st, and I did learn a lot of things about drones, artificial intelligence, and the other thing was big data. So big data, all that means is that they're tracking the populations for roads and bridges and things like that. Big data's not, it's just more, stuff.
This is sound like Big Brother.
Yeah, I know it does, that's what I thought, but
Well, very good. Keep your ear open, because I was at the supervisors meeting, they said there's a lot of grants that are available for different things. So if you hear something,
yeah,
let us
well,
know.
we do have a drone, cause I said, do we have a drone? And we do have a drone, the police department,
Oh, yeah, the sheriff's department
Yeah.
does.
yeah.
Yes.
They're the people who need the drone.
Except I need one for the
Well, that's your problem.
building department, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different story.
That's a whole
But,
different story.
But anyways, anybody else on any boards? No? Okay, any legal reports, communications?
Yes, we received three actually, but two of them are about the single source hauler, and they're asking the board to put it on the November ballot proposal. And then, I should leave their names though, Sue James, and then also Shirley Roche and Robert Stelmack. And then the third letter was from Diana Bivens. Actually, it was a compliment to the planning commission. She was watching it on TV, and now she wants to attend their training session. She does say that she wished that they would plant some shrubs around consumers, and she's just interested in watching the training courses.
Okay. Now we'll move on to the supervisor's report. A single source waste hauler. I have my ear to the ground on this. As you know, it's being discussed over in Oxford right now. And I'm waiting to hear what the bids are. They put out the bidding process so that the people will know the approximate price before it goes to the election. And so as soon as I get all those, I kind of have an unofficial one. I think it's a good possibility we'll save a lot of money, but I don't want to say anything until I get the actual bids from them. So I am keeping an eye on it. I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. If they get all of their stuff, I may go and as our board, we may go and ask if we can be included, because they've done all the work. So, and we are kind of the same size, same kind of area as Oxford, the township part of Oxford. So it might behoove them, we'll see in the future. So we are still looking at that. I was gonna say the spring cleanup, is May 11th. And we do have the hazmat, April 27th is at the county. But June 1st is at the middle school. That's where most of our people go. And then, if you missed that one though, the July 20th one is at Kensington Church on M24 in Lake Orion. And then, of course, in September, it goes back to the county. So the Lake Orion one and the middle school, if our people want to go. But I would suggest that people get with your neighbors, because the price is $30. But I think the township, we pay $100 to send a car. So our residents are reimbursed with only 30 of the 100. So I think we had, 120 cars last time. I would ask our residents to get with your neighbors, first of all, to lower your $30 contribution, but it will also lower the township's contribution. So maybe 4 people can get together, put their stuff, and everybody be happy. So, other than that, I don't have anything else. So I would like everybody to think about an adjournment, if someone would like to put it forward.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Support.
We're just saying, any discussion on that? I don't think so. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Next meeting is May 20th.